Hello, 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 and welcome to United Weekly, the podcast brought to you by DC United Latest. I'm Santiago. I'm here with Olsen, and welcome to episode 7. Apologies for the delay of episode 7. Originally, this episode was supposed to be our first ever in person episode where we filmed and everything and did it and set it all up. But unfortunately, the files were corrupted and everything was lost. So we are back here. So this is episode 7, but we're going to be talking about more. We're going to be talking about Inter Miami's game, and then DC United taking their first win in 3 months, New York City FC, and then we'll do some United chat, and we'll go from there. So, Olsen, like always, we always start the episodes. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful, especially after Saturday. That felt good to see that victory finally. But first, we got to cover the match against Inter Miami. Before that, at Audi Field, it was 1-1. We know what happened. It was an unfortunate equalizer from Miami after a really good start, really good first half from DC United. But yeah. I'll let you get started on that.
Well, so DC United, like Olsen said, the final score was 1-1 with a goal from Jackson Hopkins on the DC United side and from Rodriguez on the Inter Miami side. Overall, like you said, DC United had a strong first half, obviously with Hopkins getting that goal in the 13th minute. After that, we seemed like we were doing pretty good in control going against this backup Inter Miami team, rotation squad, whatever you want to call it, team. Obviously, I think you can agree with me here, Olsen, is that you could see the difference when those first team players came on the field for Inter Miami, how the game kind of switched, whether it was DePaul, Busquets, Suarez, So what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, totally. They didn't contribute to anything, but you could definitely see the change in tempo. Like as soon as they came on, they were all over us. None of them scored, made a big play, but just the change in pace and just the difference in quality, right, against our kind of like lackluster players.
Yeah.
And no discredit to DC. It's kind of the same situation with a lot of the MLS teams, right? Just the quality is just unmatched with those guys. And it would have been worse if Messi was on, but he was. Luckily for us, he could not make it.
Could not make it, and Messi, is he afraid of DC? Like, what's up with DC?
He might be. Yeah, it's 2 years in a row. This is Audi Field.
Yeah, like it's just he's never been here, and he just doesn't play. But I mean, I think in terms of DC United fans, we should be happy that Messi wasn't here at this game because we definitely would have most likely lost.
Mm-hmm.
A lot Inter Miami players. It wasn't just Messi, I believe, that missed this game. There was a couple other players that didn't play. Correct?
Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba, yes, of course. Yeah. So obviously, Inter Miami coming in, going against DC, which is a lower level team in the standings, obviously. Their coach Mascherano decided to play a rotation squad against us, which I don't think he expected them to tie. I think he still expected a win from the team. So I'm kind of happy that DC United was able to get a tie with it. But it's a little sad, I don't know, that we tied it. Our first team tied against their rotation team,
I wouldn't. It's not terrible. It's better, right? I'd say like a month and a half ago, we would have lost like 4-0. Probably.
That's true.
Still.
That's true. I definitely think Rene Weiler had something to do with our.
Yeah, I mean, 3 games unbeaten and 2 of them being against playoff caliber teams, even if it is sort of like a B team rotation squad.
Yeah,
I mean, their players are still good, right? They have a decent amount of quality. So I'm happy with that result. I'd say it was unfortunate the way we lost 3 points, but it was still better regardless, right? It's kind of a new spirit around the team.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And we do say that a lot when we do see a new coach, so we'll definitely have to see where this keeps going. Hopefully it keeps going good. I'll be optimistic, but won't say anything just yet, but it's not looking too bad.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I hope that obviously, DC United's focus is now all on, you know, our focus is on next season, right? Or obviously we're out of playoff contention. Um, where I think the whole point of what Rene Weiler is doing is he's testing all these players. He's testing he's testing all the players to see what they can do in these game scenarios, to see and to analyze what he's going to do for next season, who he's going to keep, who he's going to sell. Because ultimately, Rene Weiler, to be successful, he's like any coach, you need the best team possible. And right now, this team isn't good enough to win the cup, the MLS Cup, or to make it into the playoffs. Like, granted, it took us 3 months to win a game after beating FC Cincinnati. So all this is just a test to the players, and I think the players know that, and I think we've seen that with Jackson Hopkins, for example, who Rene Weiler gave him a chance. He's scored, and now he's
played very well under the system, I will say.
Yeah.
And then going up top to start that Miami match, instantly buried one.
It was weird because you know how I've also and I talked before the match, and we were kind of confused with Hopkins being up front. We haven't seen Hopkins most of the season, and now he's starting up front for us against Inter Miami.
I was over at Water Street for the tailgating, and we all saw the lineup. We all just started laughing. We're like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah,
like Herrera at right wing. That was interesting. He didn't do too bad.
No, he did good.
He did not do too bad.
I definitely like Herrera there if he's gonna, if he's gonna keep doing what he's doing there. But definitely something that I'm liking from Jackson Hopkins, from the youngster himself. I hope he doesn't I hope he continues this. I hope he doesn't get too overconfident because
because then it'd just be like a one and done.
Yeah, one and done. Because at the end of the day, he's been good for the 3 games that he's played.
Yeah.
Right. So don't get too we can't let him get too cocky, because that's how ultimately a lot of players fall.
It's very, very easy for young players to do that. So let's hope he just kind of stays humble, keeps working hard towards becoming one of the best players on the team.
Yeah. And hey, I would love to see Jackson Hopkins become a star in the MLS star for us. As long as, our owner Levine doesn't sell him for a couple $100,000. But yeah, speaking of Levine, we are trying to see if we can get him on the podcast to hear. So we're trying to get him on the podcast so we can hear what he has to say, and so we can also ask you guys. We can ask your questions to him. So Olsen and I are still working on that. Nothing is set in stone. Could be a long time from now. Could be soon. We don't know, actually. But just give us some patience on that. But if you have any questions, just send us through DM to either the United Weekly _ podcast account or the DC United latest account. But yeah, other than that, Olsen, do you have any other thing you want to talk about the Inter Miami match?
That's really all I've got too. I will kind of follow up on the Levine thing. We will let you guys know if we're getting him on here. That'd be a pretty big deal, because I know the fans have been wanting to hear a lot out of him. So we won't be able to ask him too harsh questions, but we will try and get something that I guess the fans would like to hear, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, we can't it's a tough subject on what we can ask and what we can't ask, but obviously we're gonna have to go through with that. So if you do send us a question that is not asked, unfortunately, it's either too harsh or something like that. The goal is to hear him out and hear what he has to say to answer your questions. And so because obviously Levine hasn't really made a public appearance in how long?
Since Troy became coach.
Yeah, so he made the public appearance with Troy, and then he just recently did that. We talked about it in a past episode where he talked about that he was at the Rene Weiler unveiling, like, gathering, whatever you want to call it. And he said some things that were interesting, said some things that I don't know if they're true, if he's just saying that he's just saying what we want to hear. But definitely something think about if you in the future for us is please send us your questions that you would like us to ask them. If we do get too many questions, we won't be able to ask all of them. We're gonna have to do like a selection of them. But like Olsen said, we'll keep you guys updated and send it to us through DM to either Instagram account works. But yeah, obviously, actually, something before we get on to before we go to the New York City match, I want to talk about the Rodriguez goal in the 64th minute from Inter Miami. Very unlucky, it was a banger.
It was so sad. It could not have been more perfect. Like not even Glaze. That could not have been more perfect of a shot.
Yeah,
I was
unlucky.
I was at Audi Field watching it in the supporter section, and before he even hit it, I knew that thing was going in. Like
really,
I put my hands on my head, like oh shit.
You saw it in slow motion.
Yeah, basically. It's like you just kind of know the way they approach it that
like when Pedro Santos
against Montreal last year.
Montreal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We were both there for that. I remember.
I remember I was talking to you. I was like, man, I saw that in slow motion.
Just time slows down for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, bro, it definitely does.
Yeah, I knew that was going in as soon as he approached, and I was like, oh no. I was like, as soon as Suarez had come on too, I think. So I was like, oh damn, now we got to contain Suarez, but it was like the most unexpected player because I was expecting like Suarez to just go crazy on this, but then it was just one of the other players, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah, just one of the other players. Yeah. But unlucky from DC United.
But I will say the fact that it took that just such a piece of quality like that to stop us from winning that game is still a good look.
Yeah, no, definitely.
As that I believe it was off a corner. Let's just say the corner's headed away. We win this game 1-0.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say about it. Like we didn't concede from bad defending or crazy just sequence of being torn apart or sitting too deep. It was just pure quality and just unlucky. So it took that much brilliance to stop us from getting the win. So
yeah, definitely.
That's a positive. I mean, it's not like points matter. Right? We're not
points don't matter at this point.
Playoffs.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just a test. Renee Weiler's testing all our players, and going through that. Actually, one thing I do want to see is I have it pulled up here, the possession. So DC United had 32%.
Yeah, I did see that. Miami did have a lot of possession, but
Miami had 68.
We're able to contain them pretty well.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end, sometimes you don't need like possession. It doesn't win games.
Yeah.
You could have less possession. You could have exactly 30%.
You could have like 90% possession and still not win if you can't create anything out of possession, or you got to create stuff out of the possession.
Exactly. And
that's what I hate. That's what I hate when I see people talk about, oh, well, we played better because we had the ball more. I was like, well, okay, yeah, you gotta actually create stuff with it.
You gotta finish the play. You can't, you can create all you want, but if you don't finish the play, if you don't score, you can't do that. But there was definitely some upset fans with the no Messi coming.
Piss off.
Yeah, like
take your pink trash out the stadium.
Exactly, take it out. We don't want that pink shit in here.
Exactly.
But the stadium was one of the highest attendances we've had in a while. 19,365 fans were at the stadium. Now, granted, a lot of them are just bandwagon Messi fans who have
pretty much
pink Inter Miami jersey.
Pretty much.
I don't think I've seen Inter Miami jersey that's not Messi, unless it's like a personalized one that's like their name. I've only seen Messi.
I saw one Suarez, but other than that, just Messi.
Yeah. But overall, I think Overall, I think it was a decent game from us. Jackson Hopkins scoring that goal with a great touch, and to shoot into that goal into the back of the net.
That was perfect. Touch, turn, shoot.
Yeah,
bottom corner.
textbook striker, and that's not what you expect from Jackson Hopkins, who's not a striker, right? But overall, what are you going to give your match rating? Like, what's your match rating for this match?
I will give this a 7.5.
7.5. I think I'm
7.5.
gonna 7.5. Okay, yeah, I think I might match you on the 7.5
Yeah,
as well.
It was so much better, right? I mean, sort of, new spirit under Rene Weiler, right? It's still kind of early to see, to show, because sometimes, some people just have that beginner's luck, so I'll have to see how it continues to progress. But I like what I'm seeing so far. The only reason why we didn't win was just one moment of brilliance. Other than that, we mostly contained them, despite them having more possession and making more plays. We still contained them very well. Maraza made some good saves, and it seems like the system is doing well. We've been running 4-3-3 with Weiler, so yeah, definitely much better. And I hope to see more of that in the future against a playoff caliber team like Miami.
Yeah, no, me too. I hope to see that next season. I hope to see us fighting against Inter Miami, fighting against the likes of the top teams, Cincinnati, Philadelphia.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That will be tested a lot for the rest of the season. We're playing teams like Orlando, Philadelphia, Miami again. I think Charlotte. So yeah, a lot of good teams that we'll be facing.
Charlotte, and then Atlanta to end it off. But Atlanta's not really a good team right now. So, but so 7.5, 7.5. Who do you give your star of the match to?
Can't give it to anybody else but Jackson Hopkins, the man himself. I will shout out different players, kind of be different, right? Because everybody knows Hopkins is man of the match. I will shout out the man who got the assist, Mati Potola. Good, kind of just rebound off the corner, get it in the box. Hopkins took it down and scored. And I'd say he played pretty well, right? He was at the center in the defense, I believe. I was able to contain them pretty well, made some good tackles. I liked what I saw. And yeah, I'll give obviously player of the match to Hopkins, but I will shout out Peltola.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say Mati Peltola just to be a little different for getting that assist. Another player that we predicted is going to succeed in this Rene Weiler style of play.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the previous episode, even before he started coaching or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, hope it continues.
Definitely happy to see him get an assist on the board. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Obviously, let's get into it. Let's talk about the New York City match. Obviously, I'll give you guys a little rundown. What's it called? Little rundown. I got it. Don't worry. Sorry. DC United faced New York City FC at Yankee Stadium, where DC took the win for the first time in 3 months. DC scored 2 goals from the Brazilian magician himself. He took both of them to the back of the net. Gabriel Pirani, one in the 43rd minute and one in the 77th minute. And then New York City FC scored 1 goal with, I believe it's pronounced hack, in the 19th minute. So, Olsen, I feel like we celebrated like we won the MLS Cup when we won this game.
Definitely. I was jumping in my room, going crazy. We finally got a win. It's like we had a whole summer pass by without any victories. A bunch of L's and 0-0 ties. And then obviously we had the Montreal Miami tie, but before that it was just absolute hell.
Yeah. Obviously Hawk scored in the 19th minute, and then Pirani answered back in the 43rd. Overall, when I first saw New York City score a goal, I was like, oh, here it comes. It's over. It's done.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it. I wasn't able to watch it, but I saw the notification. I was like, here we go again. But I ended up tuning in, and glad I did. Saw that win. Pirani, 2 great goals. First one off, I believe it was a long throw-in. Mm-hmm. And then shot from the top of the box, curled off the post and in. And then the second goal. Can we talk about that pass from Christian Benteke?
Man, let's talk about it. Why not? Let's talk about that. What do you have to say about it, Olsen? Go ahead.
It's beautiful.
Pinpoint.
I've never
Perfect.
seen anything like that from Benteke. He's just that guy who sits in the box and scores goals. I've never seen him
It looked
make
like
such a
brother
good
was
pass
playing
like that.
FIFA. It looks like he was
Yeah,
playing FIFA.
he was playing FIFA and he pressed triangle.
Exactly. Best trying. What a great pass from the man himself, Christian Benteke. An assist for him, not a goal, but an assist, and beautiful run from the Brazilian magician,
Yep.
making doing his thing, making his magic, scoring goals, giving us the win. That is just against what is it? Isn't their goalkeeper for NYCFC the U.S. men's national team goalkeeper?
Yep. He played for them in the Gold Cup. Matt Freeze.
Yeah, Matt Freeze. So hey,
Yep. I mean, it's Pepper from Piranha. He did everything right. He made the run, kept going with it, slowed down just before the shot, put it in the bottom corner. Couldn't have asked for any better.
was
He
the
he is really good. I'm telling you, this guy, he can become
he's
one of the greatest players in the team.
yeah
And
he could
if
become
he
one of the
can,
greatest
if
players in the
he,
league.
as long as he stays over the winter and he keeps thriving under Weiler's system, he can be. I'm telling you, he can be threat next season to everybody who
Yeah,
faces us.
yeah, and and I do believe I'm thinking about it. Did Benteke also get that assist in the first goal as well? Because it was a long throw from Schnegg to Benteke, which he headed it down. I don't know if
Let's
he
see.
did, if he headed it.
Someone's
Let's
at the
see.
front door.
What the fuck?
He he only got that
Alright.
one assist.
Okay, so they didn't count him because I'm looking at
Yeah.
like the. I don't
So
want to look at
I think what happened is it was headed by a New York City player into the path.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
so
think
it
that's
was
what
like
it was.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm currently looking at it right now, and I don't see anybody else with an assist next to their name with like a little assist icon. Just
Gotcha.
Benteke. So I think it was off of a New York City player.
It was another. I'm looking at the replay right now. It was off against the New York City player. It was a throw to Benteke, but obviously again, Pirani. That's where he does his thing, right outside the box, top of the 18. That's his third time scoring a goal like that. I think.
He's so good at scoring those kinds of goals. I mean,
Yeah,
one time that I reminded me of was last year away against Nashville when we came back from 3-1 down to win 4-3 to keep us alive in the playoffs. And Pirani scored those two goals. It was like the same thing. He received the cross, he took a touch, and he just curled it in. Like
it
the
was
same thing twice.
amazing.
Same thing twice, but with opposite foot. He did one with his right and then one with his left, and he did very similar thing here.
Yeah, like
he receives it, takes a touch, curls it in.
Because I feel like this guy's. Whenever I see Pirani shoot from there, I'm like expecting a goal. This guy, all he does is score goals from that area, and like you said, Olsen, he has the potential to be great in this team. He has the potential to be the star of this team, where he basically already is the star of this team. Because Benteke is still the big name, the big player from Europe and stuff, but Pirani is a youngster who is excelling, especially when the team was struggling so much. He's been excelling so much and really well, especially now with Rene Weiler. He's still, his form hasn't changed, right? So hopefully it can only get better from here, and he keeps on progressing, doing better, and he keeps going up to that potential that we see him towards. Now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what he's got in store for next year.
Yeah, that's even if we have him next year. I really hope we don't sell him. If we sell Gabriel Priani, I don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling. I know me. I know for me, I will be very, very upset. I don't know about you, Olsen, but I feel like I'd be super upset,
most
pissed off
definitely. Yeah,
if Barani were sold.
that would be like the last straw.
I feel like
straw. We've seen
like,
players go, but we've seen players get sold before that we like kind of like Pietro Austrian is like, it's okay, whatever.
But Pirani,
that would kill me inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like depressed for weeks.
Yeah, I think I'd be like that if we sold Pirani and Peglao, because those two guys, the chemistry they have works really well together.
Yeah.
They both have that same style of mindset of play, and they just work well. Now, I would like to see Peglao get on the score sheet a little bit more and get a little. But other than that, he's been great, and he's helped a lot in the team. And he's a solid player. But yeah, other than that just again with the possession wise, DC United again only had 38% of possession, while New York City had 62%. Right. So another time where you can see that you don't need possession to win games.
Yep, I think that looks like something that Weiler could be focusing on is right. I think before Troy, I definitely saw a lot of possession-based play from Troy, kind of just passing around. I think Weiler is kind of playing that more direct play style. Just kind of just bring it forward from the get-go. It's kind of what I've seen a little bit of. Kind of saying that, hey, we don't have to keep the ball to win the game. Just make the best out of what you get, and we'll go from there, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And Rene Weiler currently has, for the past 3 games that he's played, he's done a 4-3-3. He's done a 4-3-3, switching it up, which seems to work. Obviously, we haven't lost a game yet. This game he had David Schnegg and Herrera on the right back, left back, Rouse and Bartlett, Peltola in the center mid position with Boris Enow on the left side, Antley on the right side with that's how the game ended. I think the game ended with Stroud on the right.
Kojima Stroud ended up coming on,
yeah. But I think it was Peglao and Pirani who were there. Brandon Cervania started. Jackson Hopkins started for Connor Antley. So yeah, So he made some good substitutions there. I like the Connor Antley substitution. That's another shout out that I'd like to give out to a player who's been there and hasn't gotten, I feel like, the recognition that he deserves. Connor Antley's been solid whenever he plays, and he's been decent, right? Somebody I'd like to see play better is Brandon Cervania. We've talked about it on the pod. I
want to see more. Yeah. I want to see more of him. If we don't see anything out of him by the end of the season, I think it's time to go.
Yeah, like he hasn't done anything.
No. Like I don't think he has a single goal, or he doesn't have a goal. I don't think he has.
He has 2 assists.
He has 2 assists.
Okay. In 26 matches, 0 goals.
Yeah.
But look, Jackson Hopkins, for example, has played 13 matches with 2 goals and 0 assists. Obviously, that's come out of recent. Somebody that I don't believe we saw him in the match, Caden Clark, didn't make an appearance.
Yeah, we have not seen him. Was he on the bench?
Yeah, he was on the bench. He was ready to play.
Okay.
DC United kind of hyped it up that he was on the social media team kind of hyped it up that he was going to play, but he didn't even go. He was just on the bench. He didn't move from the bench.
I did not realize he was on the bench. I didn't know if he was eligible to play yet. But yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to see where that goes.
Something to look at. Yeah, hopefully it's not anything bad. I'm sure he's fine. I think he just, since it was a tighter game, he's still kind of new, doesn't fit into the system as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how we were talking about Brandon Cervania not being up to our standards. So he has, I believe, almost the same exact stats as Mati Peltola, right? But to me, actually, Cervania has played a couple more games. To me, Mati Peltola has been better this season than Cervania.
100% agree. Cervania is one of our worst players by far.
I feel like Cervania is kind of just like there. He just fills up a spot.
Yeah, he's just a squad filler.
Yeah, like for example, Boris Enow. Like I see that too with him. Like he's just there.
He scored the goal on opening day and then just disappeared.
Yeah, 25 matches, 1 goal, 0 assists. Like that's a player that we're probably not going to see next season. I will be livid
Watch
depressed.
them.
If they sell
Watch them
Pirani instead of
sell
him,
Pirani and keep Sylvania. That'd be
keep
so DC to
Sylvania
do.
now. Oh my god.
Be very DC.
It'd be very DC. Very, very, very DC. But yeah, other than that, I don't have any much thing else to talk about for the DC United New York City FC match. Why not? Let's give our match rating. I'm gonna give this match rating an 8.5.
Okay. I will also go with 8.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8. I don't want. It wasn't a 10. It's not. It wasn't a 9. We won. 8.5. Pirani, beautiful goal twice. Start of the match, I'm gonna give it to obviously Gabriel Pirani with it, and I just this guy, he impresses every single time he gets the opportunity.
He really does, yeah.
And he may have, he's not gonna score every game, but when he does score, he's gonna make a difference on the field.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give my saying for player of the match, Pirani, but I will shout out obviously Benteke for making that beautiful pass, but our two center backs, Kai Rouse and Lucas Bartlett. Peltola actually started in the midfield. I said he was starting in the defense, but he started actually I said that about the Miami game, but never mind. It was Rouse and Bartlett at the center back positions, and they were absolutely brilliant tonight, or that match. Yeah, they didn't allow anything to get past them other than that first goal, and they contained really well.
Yeah.
So definitely better defensive play. Like we can say what we want about, the passing and the tactics and going forward, but the defense has looked much better too. We've been able to contain teams much easier since Weiler's come in. I will shout out Rouse and Bartlett and the other two defensive players, Schnegg and Herrera, but I'll focus on the two center backs.
Yeah, I definitely think the back line has improved immensely from Rene Weiler's coming on to his tactics, right? So good job to the back line, because it kind of shows that our defense, our back line can hold up against a team like New York City FC, right?
Yeah.
Where New York City FC is a solid team. They're currently what are they on the standings right now? I mean, we'll go through that.
They're in the playoffs. They are 8th in the table. So
okay, see, that's still solid.
They were like top 5 earlier in the year though, so they're a good team.
Yeah, solid team. So very happy for the win on DC United's part. But yeah, Olsen, do you have anything else you want to say about this match?
Nothing else. Thank you, Rene Weiler. You have changed our lives, and it's only been 3 weeks.
Yeah,
you've given us a renewed hope. You've given us hope in a situation where all hope is lost. Where all hope was lost.
Exactly.
So definitely excited to see how this progresses, and the focus now is 2026. So we can become a playoff caliber team finally, and be consistent and show that we can do big things here in DC.
Exactly. But yep. So we are going to go on to our next topic after these sponsored messages. Huge thanks to the sponsor of this video, the Chilena Football Card Game. The Chilena Football Card Game is the beautiful game in your pocket, and it only takes 5 minutes to play. It's a soccer simulated card game where there's different aspects of the game like shoot, pass, dribble, penalty kicks, and even VAR. Go ahead and check out the link down below to link to their Kickstarter, where you can go ahead and check out all the info about the game, and as well go ahead and order a limited edition first pack. So go ahead and check them out. Thank you again to our friends at Chilena for sending us a demo deck. And go ahead and check out our video coming out soon of us, Olsen and I, playing the game itself. And you can see it only takes 5 minutes. So go ahead and check that out soon.
Do you want to get all the latest news regarding DC United? Then go ahead and check out DC United Latest on Instagram. They are the #1 news source for everything relating to the black and red, whether it's transfer rumors, match updates, fan updates, all that good stuff. So go ahead and check us out. They run the podcast. Santi is the admin. And yeah, go ahead and check them out on Instagram. And also, if you like the podcast and want to find everything relating to the podcast, follow at UnitedWeekly_podcast on Instagram as well. We're posting clips on there when episodes come out, announcements, collabs, sponsors, all that fun stuff. So yeah, go ahead and check both of those accounts out.
And we're back from those sponsored messages. Now we're going to talk about. Actually, before we get to that, unfortunately, I did say at the beginning of the episode we're going to be doing the United talk that we do. Unfortunately, we will not be doing that this episode. That was on me. But it will be back next episode. Instead, we are going to talk about the friendly match that we have against Club América. So I'll let Olsen get started with that.
So yeah, Saturday night, Audi Field against Mexican Giants, Club América. Friendly match. I guess we'll probably play some young players, see what they can do.
Yeah,
and
no, definitely.
Speaking of, we are doing a collaboration with a Club América podcast called the Eagle Eye Podcast. You can check them out on Instagram at Eagle Eye Podcast. We will be featured on their next episode, talking about match. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. And yeah, what are we thinking for this match, Santi? Anything to look out for? All that fun stuff. It's just a friendly, but we can still talk about it.
Yeah, it's just a friendly. We definitely, again, thank you to the Eagle Eye podcast for inviting us onto their show. Go ahead and check it out, like Olsen said, and show some love for the United Weekly guys on there. But we talked about this on their video, and what they talked about is how Club America is on a good path right now, and they're trying to keep that same sort of momentum going. And then what DC United is doing now after we just won is trying to build some momentum, but also our focus is on next season. So it seems like what they were talking about is like Club America is going to be playing some first team players in this friendly. Like Saint Maximum, I think they said that they're excited about who's playing. I can't tell you what I think is going to happen, especially because this is Weiler's first friendly that he's had to coach under. So I don't know what he's going to be doing, like in terms of who's going to play. So I think that we're going to see a lot of academy players, a lot of subs like Zahir starting. June is going to probably start and stuff like that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Guess we'll see what they can do. I mean, June has been struggling recently in the games that he's played, and so maybe we'll see if he can, I don't know, do something significant. See if we see any development, because we've talked about it in previous episodes. Like he's got to develop, and so hopefully we see that development kind of taking place.
Yeah, hopefully, and it's going to be a test for him if he plays against Club América, who's a top tier team in the Mexican League. With a lot of history, a lot of good players, so it's definitely going to be a good test for him if he plays. I hope he does play because we've talked about it on the podcast. Olsen and I, we are big fans of June, and we want to see him succeed. We see the potential. So hopefully he's progressing. But yeah, I think we said if it depends who we play. If our starters or some first team players play, then I feel like it's going to be a good game to watch, a close game to watch. Where I think I predicted 2-1 win from DC. Also predicted a 2-1 loss, right?
Yeah, that's what I predicted.
But I said if we don't play our starters, it's probably going to be like 4-1.
Yeah,
5-1.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Should be fun. All I care for is a good match.
Yeah, all I care for is a good match. And if you guys are wondering, DC United hasn't really talked about this. We have this with the Ethiopia international team match, where there was no broadcast for it. There is a broadcast for it. Thank you to our friends from the Eagle Eye podcast for letting us know about the broadcasting for it. If you have 2DN, they're going to be broadcasting it on there. Or there was another one, I believe. What was the other one called? It was some service. from Steven.
I don't remember, but yeah, if you look that up, you'll see what else it's on.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll put it on the screen if I can find it and we can figure it out. If not, go ahead and look it up. I'm sure it'll come out somewhere. But yeah, other than that, I think it's going to be a good game. It'll be a fun game to watch. I think seeing we haven't played them since 2001, and this is the first time that we've played them in Audi Field. So going to be exciting. I expect to see a lot of Club América fans at Audi Field. But if you are a DC United fan, I don't know if they're offering this game as part of the package for your season ticket memberships. I could be wrong, but kind of sucks that they're not offering it as a part of the package, because that's how you get people to come, because they already paid for it. So they don't want to pay extra because they already paid a big lump sum for their what's it called, their season ticket membership. But yeah, overall, I think. What do you think, Olsen? Overall, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, just hoping for a good game. That's all I care about. I'll know more about what I want to see when I see the lineup, right? Because if it's just a bunch of young guys, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. But if it's like first team players, then see what they can do against a high caliber team like Club América.
Mm-hmm. So
anything else that we would like to add?
No, that's all for me.
If you guys want a more in-depth analysis on this match, then check out the Eagle Eye podcast episode. I'm not exactly sure when it's coming out, but go ahead and check their Instagram out. You'll know through there at Eagle Eye podcast. And me and Santi and I are featured on there, and we dug more in depth about this game. So if you want a deeper analysis about this matchup, then go ahead and check them out.
Yeah, like Olsen said, go ahead and check them out. We don't want to give too much of what we already talked about on their podcast. We don't want to take away from their podcast. So if you want to know more about what we think about that game and what they think from a Club América fan standpoint, go ahead and check out their podcast. I think it's time for Olsen's favorite segment. I think it's time for Olsen's MLS rundown. And Olsen, it's your MLS rundown is getting shorter and shorter. With it's not getting shorter and shorter. Sorry, your MLS rundown countdown is getting smaller and smaller because the season's ending.
Yep, we're getting close.
Getting close.
Yeah, I will go ahead and start with the Eastern Conference. First place, Philadelphia. They just came off a big win against Cincinnati, so they're 5 points ahead in that number one spot in the East, also first in the Supporters' Shield. Then it's Cincinnati. Charlotte is in third. They've been on fire recently. I remember just a few months ago, they were in eighth, I believe, and they've made their way all the way up to the top three. So that's very good for them. Then you got Nashville, Orlando, Miami, Columbus, NYCFC, and the Red Bulls out of the playoffs. Chicago, New England, Atlanta, Toronto, Montreal. And still in last despite the win, DC United, but hopefully we don't get wind spoon this year. There's 2 points separating last and 12th, which is Atlanta. So still some hope there. But West Coast, San Diego, Minnesota, Vancouver, Seattle Sounders, who just won Leagues Cup, so congratulations to them.
Yep.
LAFC, Portland, Austin, Colorado, San Jose, and out the playoffs. Houston, RSL, Dallas, SKC, St. Louis, and still at the bottom, as it's been all season long, the LA Galaxy.
And they still have a chance, technically, to make the playoffs. They're not eliminated from the playoffs, unlike how DC United is eliminated, right? Are we eliminated from playoff contention?
Yeah, we're definitely mathematically eliminated, I believe.
Yeah. So thank you, Olsen, for that MLS rundown. And that is going to end the episode 7 of United Weekly Podcast, a podcast brought to you by DC United's latest. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our podcast episodes come out every Wednesday around 1 p.m. If it's later, we will let you know. Unfortunately, we have technical difficulties like we did last week. That's why you didn't see an episode. But go ahead and check out our YouTube at United Weekly Podcast, and on Spotify, where you can find all of the full episodes. You can find all the full episodes. Also, check out our TikTok, DC United Latest, where you'll find clips of our podcast, as well as our Instagram. like Olsen said earlier today. Olsen, do you have anything for him?
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We apologize for the delay of this episode. Kind of like Sonic said at the beginning last week, we tried doing it in person. It went well, but the files ended up being corrupted, so we just waited till this week. And yeah, we appreciate your support and patience, and we will see you next week. Hopefully,
We will
this
see you
time.
next week. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody, and we'll Santiago and Olsen. Thank you. Peace. See you on Wednesday.